Hello, everyone. My name is Lexi, and this is the Sincerely Self podcast. I hope everyone has been having a great week because I know this episode is late. Please, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Especially since last week I was talking all this like, oh, the episode's on time, la la la, and then I'm late. But I'm going to say the next few weeks, the episodes probably will be a little bit sporadic. I'm going to try and make sure to upload every week for sure. But will it always be on a Monday? I'm letting you know, probably not. I'm being upfront. Really quick, I kind of want to debrief some of the things that have happened in my life lately, like over the last couple weeks, that specifically have to do with this episode. So, I've been put in some situations lately that have really shown my growth in my healing. I'm someone who is pretty reactive, like emotionally reactive with things. I've been able to react in a more calm and like thought through matter in some situations that honestly, old me would have been put in those situations, I would have reacted really bad, probably. So, recognizing my growth in those little things was kind of cool. And okay, the next thing I'm so excited. I'm so excited to tell you about this because I don't think anything is a coincidence. I think the world is our teacher. I think anyone you run into, any stranger you meet on the street, there's some sort of lesson to be gained from it, or some sort of insight, some sort of sign that you're on the right path. I'm walking around Walmart the other day. This was like 2 weeks ago. I say the other day for everything, honestly. So I'm walking around Walmart, and you'll never believe the light that I find. If you're on YouTube, you're gonna be able to see this. If you're not on YouTube, I'll explain it in a second. Doesn't this look familiar? Doesn't this look familiar? If you are listening to this episode and you can't see the light, it is a little heart light that looks specifically like the Sincerely Self heart that I have on the label. And isn't that so crazy? What are the odds? It is identical. And I've been able to show some of my friends, some people have been in my room since I got it, and have been like, what? Like, that's crazy. It is identical to the podcast heart. And I just think that kind of thing is so cool. Kind of like I don't know, I'm kind of taking it as like a little nudge from the universe that, like, doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I just wanted to show you guys that because I'm obsessed. And it was only like $9. Anyways, let's get right into this week's episode. Today, we are going to be talking about how to be comfortable with where you're at, how to be okay with who you are right now and where you are right now. Right where you are now is somewhere that you used to want to be. I had someone message me a few weeks ago and just be like, I want to hear a little bit more about some of the things you've been through, whatever, some of the experiences you had that have kind of shaped you into who you've been. So I want to kind of touch on that a little bit today. So, like a few months ago, I was at my lowest point ever. I was dirt broke, working every day, still dirt broke, had no money to my name. I was so depressed, like one of the lowest points in my life, genuinely. And luckily, I had a really strong support system of people who were supporting me through it, and to this day, like, I'm so thankful to them for that. But I was so down bad. I moved to North Dakota for the summer, my summer of being 21, and I worked in the oil rig. Who would have thought? Me. Who would have thought I would be going to the oil rig, right? But I did it. I was able to go with my friend Taylor, and I was able to be with her family and, be welcomed by them. And it was such a learning experience. And I'm so grateful I got to experience it. And it helped me get back on my feet, right? But through that, I saw that as the lowest point in my life, and I gained skills that got me to where I am now. Like, if I would not have experienced those things, I would not be where I am right now. I would not be doing this. I would not have the confidence to do this. I planned Sincerely Self with Taylor in our truck on the oil rig. Seriously, like everything, the label, all of that was planned while I was in the oil rig. And so when I got home, I had the confidence to do this, and I had the faith in myself that I could do this. And even my apartment that I'm in right now, do you guys, my room, this is like my dream. Everything is so crazy to think. I'm so hard on myself right now, but even 4 months ago, I dreamed of being who I am right now. So that's just like a little example, I guess, but we're going to get into it. The first thing I want to touch on with this is the cancel out mindset. If you guys have not listened to the podcast Aware and Aggravated by Leo Skepi, I so recommend it. It is my favorite podcast right now. I love that man. He has an episode where he talks a lot about the cancel out mindset. That's what he calls it. And basically, just because someone is more attractive than you, someone has a different achievements than you, okay? I'm not going to say greater because it's your perception that is making it greater, right? Just because someone has different achievements than you, different looks than you give them higher value does not mean that you lose value. Just doesn't mean that you're not hot anymore. Doesn't mean that you are not achieving great things anymore. Just because someone else who you view as better is there. Or sometimes we get in situations where we're friends with people who are very successful or very attractive, and it's so easy to compare ourselves to them and what they're achieving and what they're doing, what they look like, and thinking that we're worth nothing. Success complements success. If you are surrounding yourself with winners, it just makes you look like even more of a winner. And I've talked about this before. You are who you surround yourself with. So honestly, if you're hot and you're with another hot person, it just makes you look hotter, right? If you are accomplishing things and you're with another successful person, it just makes you look more successful. So the cancel out mindset is being like, just because someone is achieving different things than you, or maybe further along in the journey than you are, does not mean that where you are at holds no worth. There is no such thing as cancel out. We all hold worth, and that person is only more valuable because you are viewing them as more valuable. There is no such thing. We're all different and we're all supposed to be achieving different things. I feel we all have different gifts and different values and different things that we're just naturally good at because those are our passions. Those are the things that make our souls happy. Those are the things that bring us to the highest vibration because everything holds a vibration and a frequency, right? Everything is energy. And when you're at a high frequency and a high vibration, you are the most attractive version of yourself. And what I mean by that is, have you ever been in a room of people or like a group or met someone and you just want to be their friend? You just love talking to them. You just love getting to know them. Their energy is so magnetic. If you are vibrating on a high frequency, you are attractive to people, energetically attractive. Naturally, we are drawn to things and people that have a high frequency because it brings us also to our higher selves. When you are at a high frequency, you are the most attractive, magnetic version of yourself. And honestly, you can be the most attractive person in the room, and it doesn't physically mean it, it just means energetically. People are drawn to you, right? Confidence is the highest frequency. If you are confident and secure in yourself, you are going to be magnetic and attractive to others. Next, I want to really talk about perspective, okay? Because this is really going to change the game when it comes to being comfortable with where you are at. And I kind of talked about this giving an example of my own life, but right now, you are where you dreamed of being. Think back on a past version of you, whether that be a year ago, whether that be younger you. I always like to use younger me as an example, specifically me from 5th grade to like middle school age. I was so shy. I was so introverted, and now I have a podcast. Like, who would have thought? She would look at me now and be so proud of the woman that I've become. So, I challenge you to look at past versions of yourself and be like, what would they think of who I am right now? Like, what would they think of where I am? Would they be proud of me? Because they would. You are a version of you that you dreamed of being at one point. Sit in it and reminisce in it and be grateful for where you are because you're only in this moment once, right? Time flies by. Most of my listeners are in the age range from like high school age to, 20s, I'd say. These are your prime years of individuality. These are your prime years of making mistakes and figuring yourself out and not knowing what you're doing. It's so normal to not know and to be figuring it out. You are not ever falling behind. And even if you are past that age range, you are not ever falling behind. You are right on track. I genuinely believe everything happens for a reason. Everything happens exactly when it's supposed to. So if you are starting to find things that you feel very, very passionate about, this is the time. There is no better time than now. The past has already gone by. So if you're focusing too hard on the what ifs or what if I did this or what if I would have done that, you are never going to enjoy the moment of where you are, and that's going to affect your future. So be grateful for who you were because it made you who you are now. Recognize how far you've come. If you are on the healing journey, or if you're just starting it, or if you haven't even thought about it, you have grown to some extent. You have been put in uncomfortable situations that have made you grow. Recognize how far you've come. And that kind of takes me into the next topic that I want to talk about with perspective, is reframing things that have happened to you. I might ruffle a few feathers with this one. I guarantee that if you listen to this podcast, you have had some traumatic things happen to you, or you've been through it. You know what I mean? To be blunt, you've been through it. And how you view these things that happen to you is going to affect your future. It's going to affect how you go into the rest of your life. I like to think of it as a lack mindset and a winner mindset. If you have a winner mindset, you are going to look at the things that have happened to you and be like, okay, yeah, that sucked, but I gained this skill and I gained this skill, and now I'm able to use these in my future, or now I'm where I'm at because this happened to me, you know? These things happen to us to build us into the person that we're meant to be. It gives us these skills to make us stronger people. The lack mindset is looking at these things that happen to us and being so victim about it. Poor me, poor me, poor me. At the end of the day, the only person who can make a change about your life is you. The only person who can make a change about how you are feeling about life is you. You are the underlying factor in your own life, right? And when you take control of the things that have happened to you and turn them into something that can benefit you, you have won. You are going to accomplish the things you want to accomplish because you have the mindset to do so. If you are stuck in the lack mindset of feeling sorry for yourself that these things happen to you, I'm not saying that those things were not hard and they weren't challenging. But think of the skills you gained from it. Think of the things that you accomplished through those experiences. Think of the new ways that you are able to think through things. There are some positive attributes that came from these negative situations. And once you are able to identify those, you have won. You will be able to accomplish anything you want to accomplish. So look back on all of the things that have happened in your life that you view in a negative light or that were really bad, and think of some positive things that you can take from it. I guarantee you gain some skills from it that are building you into the highest version of yourself and helping you achieve all of these things you want to achieve. Another perspective is everyone is meant to accomplish different things. Even if accomplishment feels small in the moment, it's huge in the long run. So feel grateful and proud of yourself. I don't know when it became a thing that if you are confident in yourself or proud of yourself, you are full of yourself. I think that's dumb. Being full of yourself when you're comparing you to everyone and being like, I'm better than them, I'm better than them. Mm-mm. I genuinely believe the only person you can compare yourself to is who you used to be, who you were yesterday, just past versions of you, because we're all on different journeys. We're all different people. We've all experienced different things to make us who we are now. So it's not fair for you to compare yourself to someone who is not you, right? Because they've gone through different things than you. So recognizing that these certain things make you you. That's growth, and that's something to be proud of, and that's an accomplishment. And there's no need to compare it to anyone around you because your accomplishments are valid and they are worthy. And I'm proud of you, so you should be proud of you as well. The next thing I kind of want to talk about with being comfortable with where you're at is doing things to progress, not impress. Do not do things to impress others or react in a certain way or do certain things because you think that's what people want you to do. You are never going to get far if you're living for other people. When you decide to release what everyone has to say and what everyone thinks, you will feel so free. It's so freeing. It's hard to not care about the opinions other people have. But at the end of the day, everyone is living their own life and people are going to have opinions, negative or positive. It only has an effect on you if you let it. The only opinion that should matter on your life is the one that you hold. Do things that make you happy. We only live this life one time. Why are you going to let other people control how you're living it? they're going to do their thing, you're going to do your thing, we're all going to hold our opinions, right? But your opinion on what you do matters the most. Life is so short. I can't stress that enough. Time flies by. You need to feel comfortable accomplishing the things that you want to do. And I guarantee you, once you release the need for other people's validation on what you're accomplishing and you go for what you want to do, the success will fly in, the opportunities will fly in, the synchronicities will fly in. When you are following your intuition and following your instincts and going with what makes you feel the most you, the opportunities will be insane. That's what makes your soul happy. That's what genuinely brings you the most light. So just because it looks different than what everyone else might be doing or than what your friend's doing doesn't mean it's wrong. It's right for you, and those are right for them. And that's okay. And we're all supposed to be doing our own thing, and we're all not supposed to be doing the same thing because we're all different. And it's so beautiful when you see someone doing something they're passionate about. Like, think back, have you ever seen someone doing something and they're just so naturally good at it and just so magnetic with it, right? They're at that high frequency. It's magnetic. You're attracted to being around it. They are living with their intuition. They are living with their purpose. They are doing what brings them genuine happiness without caring what other people think. Do not compare yourself to them. But like I said, the world is our teacher. It's good to look at others and be like, I admire that they are living their true purpose. I admire that they are living their life, and I'm going to use that as a pinpoint to start living mine. That's going to be it for this week's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you are watching this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. I also am thinking about starting to do more on YouTube without just the podcast episodes, like different videos as well, talking about like the self-discovery journey, love, whatever you guys want me to talk about. Like I said, I've been having people reach out to me and tell me certain things to talk about. This episode, for example, was one of those. So that makes me so happy. I want to talk about things that you guys are wanting to hear or things that you guys are struggling with. So let me know if that would be something you're interested in. If you are just listening to the episode, make sure you give it 5 stars and click the little bell so you are notified every single time I upload an episode, especially since I'm uploading them not at a specific day. You'll just be in the know immediately. Also, I do have an Instagram page for Sincerely Self, so if you happen to follow my personal Instagram, it's just Lexi Benitez. That's awesome, but my Instagram for the podcast is Sincerely Self. I post clips from the YouTube, I post quotes, I post journal prompts, pretty much anything you could need on your self-discovery journey, I post it there, so make sure to give it a follow, and I will see you guys next week.